Welcome to another edition of Vicarious Travels. This time I shall take you to Icefjords in Ilulissat in Greenland. Vicarious means experience through the feelings or actions of another person. So here I would like to present my travel through my eyes and through my camera views to create a vicarious traveling experience in you. I visited Ilulissat in Greenland, that's Greenland. To see the icebergs breaking off, the huge icebergs, which one of them sunk the Titanic, actually came from, most probably came from Greenland. Area. So I wanted to see that. So I visited Greenland, Ilulissat. So that is Ilulissat, and that is Iceland, to give you an overview, and that's Europe, that's Canada. And if you zoom it, it will come into view. More closer zoom. So that is Ilulissat, and that is the Icefjord. That's where the icebergs break. This is the glacier, and that's the border of the glacier where it breaks into icebergs and float into this fjord. These are beautiful and amazing views from my hotel. I stayed in an Arctic hotel. That's such a lovely view out of the window to see all those glaciers floating around, waiting to be carried out into the Atlantic. This is Helen from Germany. She was a visitor as well. She happened to stay in one of those igloo pots, and she suddenly appeared on the rocks and made a good view for the photos. So we go close up, more close up, and you begin to see the icebergs coming into view now. That's the border of the glacier, which is here. It's a huge ice landmass. If you go back, you can see how big is the ice cap is. The whole of Greenland is covered by this ice cap, and now that comes down to break up here into icebergs. More closer view. So now we are seeing the icebergs broken and floating in the bay, and more icebergs coming this way, and these are all just broken up, tightly packed icebergs floating. So it shows how the Atlantic water currents flow. So the water current comes between the Iceland and the Greenland and flows through this way, then goes up north through the Disko Bay and goes all the way up, then turns back on itself, and then it flows south and carrying all the icebergs towards into the Atlantic Ocean. This is the commonest area where you find them, but there are instances where icebergs have been discovered or found floating around all these areas. The iceberg which sank the Titanic came somewhere from there, and it was located somewhere around this area near Nova Scotia, and that's where the Titanic met its final end. Of global warming on our Earth and on this glacier. In 1850s, the glacier was here, that's the border. And now the border lies somewhere far away, somewhere here. So all this area used to be glacier ice, now they all melted away. And now the calving site for the fjord, which used to be here, is somewhere there nowadays. Whether the global warming is man-made or not, that is debatable, but it's definitely happening. And this picture clearly shows the devastating effects of global warming. The tied up huskies, the poor huskies, looked very gloomy and very bored when they sent us off into the bay. So it is about 10 minutes boat ride into the bay, where you see all the icebergs collected together. Basically, all these icebergs are coming from Kujallaq Fjord, which is where the fastest glacier called Sermermiut Glacier, they call it, breaks off their icebergs, and the humongous icebergs get broken off, as I just mentioned earlier in the video, and they all end up in the bay. So this is a boat ride among the icebergs in the evening. This is a small group of whales which were there in the bay, and they were kind of lazing around and pacing about, going backwards and forwards, blowing air into the atmosphere, and calling. We could hear the whale noise, and it was quite enjoyable to watch them, and it's very relaxing. And yeah, they put up a good show for us on the day. We collected some ice crystals to explain things. The guide on the day in the boat showed us, explained about the ice crystals. If there's got lots of air trapped in it, they look bluish in hue. If there's no ice trap, it becomes black ice like this one. As you can see, Greenland is mesmerizingly beautiful with all those glaciers and icebergs driven all around. If you get a chance, you must visit Greenland anytime in your life. It is so worth it.